We'll begin soon. Let me use the restroom. I'll go back in and hit the video. Okay, so as y'all can see, we are doing something different today. That is the grill that is going back outside. And right now, we're going to jump into the main studio because, man, welcome in for a Saturday. Happy New Year. How are y'all doing today? Yeah, we're doing something different. We are actually starting, this is our first Sipping Saturday. We're still doing like we normally do on YouTube. We're going to talk about growing a successful trades business. And man, why not talk about that now? Because this is the best time of year to talk about it because this is the beginning of the year. To be honest, the best time would have been about 107 days ago. The last 100 days of the year, you should start working on your next year. Meaning, what are you going to do marketing wise? What are you going to do recruiting wise? What are you going to do to grow your business? First of all, can everybody hear me okay? If you can hear me, say yes, you sound great, yada, yada, yada. Whatever you want to tell me. And yes, we are grilling. And today we're just grilling a little bit. We're playing with it to see, hey, how's it work? We've got 8 cameras set up. So, man, this is going to be like a full-blown production show here. I've just got to talk to the guys here, Colton and Rainey, and find out how we make that work. I'm not even sure who's controlling the cameras right now. I know I'm controlling the ones in here. So I've got my normal cameras 1, 2, and 3. But we've got 5 more to help get me out to the shop and out to the cooking area. So how's everybody doing? It's good to see y'all in here on a Saturday morning. Let me see. We're over 50 already. Why don't you tell me, because right now we're broadcasting on Facebook, we're broadcasting on YouTube. Why don't you tell me where you're located and what you do? What part of the country are you in? And man, are you a plumber? You a fitter? You a welder? I know stuck with the water stuff to begin with. Are you an electrician, an HVAC tech, or a roofer? What do you do and where are you located? So starting out up here, Colton Casada says, Happy Saturday. He's in the house here giving me a hand. And Jacqueline Casada in there to say hello. Sean Strong, what is up? Good morning. Good to see you in here, brother. Got Joe T. HVACR in the house, as always. Great seeing you. Happy New Year. And number one, I hope y'all are off to a good start. And it's funny because I've started working out. So literally a week ago yesterday, I decided to look. And wasn't because it was a New Year's resolution, anything like that. But I decided I wanted to do something different. I wanted to start eating better. I wanted to start feeling better. And I've literally every morning for the last, this is the seventh day now, I've got up and worked out. And maybe not right away. So what I did is, let me try to fix my screen here. There we go. Let's see what that does now. I literally got up later that Sunday. I walked on the treadmill. I got up Monday morning. Let me see. Monday was upper body. So I did 30 minutes on the, or 20 minutes on the climber, then an upper body workout. And I did that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tuesday and Thursday, it was a lower body workout and then 30 minutes on the climber. And man, I got to tell you, that climber will freaking wear you out, especially. I do that right? No, I do the lower. Okay, let me correct this now. I did Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I did upper body, or I did 30 minutes on the climb, 20 minutes on the climber, then upper body. Tuesday and Thursday, I do lower body, and then an hour and 5 minutes on the treadmill. So, what are y'all doing for your new year? Are you doing something different? Are you doing something better? Are you making changes that's going to make your life better this year? Because a lot of that's going to come down to growing a successful business. Have you put your goals together yet? Kal-El, good to see you. How are you? Says happy Saturday. Have a leak in a drain line. Okay, hi, happy Saturday. I have a leak in a drain line. He put a new toilet in, but now has to remove the toilet and the flange. Didn't fill 3 to 4 foot pipe, needs fixed 6-inch hole. Could you explain it right protocol? Man, I can't even tell what all you're saying there. And I know you're trying to say a lot in a little bit of space. Remove the toilet and flange. Yeah. So, see if you can explain it to me a little bit different. Let me go to my channel over here, see if I can pull up the live stream and see if I can see it over here, because I'll see a little bit if you pull it up over here. See. Sean Strong says, "What's up, Joe? Kel, can you get on the Discord and share some pictures so I can see what you mean?" There you go. The Discord's great. The Reddit's great. Subreddit's great. It's fantastic. And there's the links to both of those right there. Good to have you in here, Sean. Sean, I hope you're starting off your year great. I hope that you had a happy New Year. I know, look, plumbing problems happen to all of us. Dallas reached freezing temperatures. And with the wind chill, Dallas got freaking cold. So what happened is, we had freeze breaks. One of our managers, or one of our plumbing managers, actually had a busted pipe at his house and so was having to deal with everything he had to deal with. So it's not good. Kello said next he had no tape to temporarily fix, had to give him duct tape. Does this even happen? Can this be done at under 32 degrees in a basement? Well, number one, in a basement, you should be able to heat that up. I'm not sure. And Kel, I think Sean's right. Put some pictures in the subreddit, put some pictures in the Discord, and let's see. Sounds like you're saying there's a hole in the pipe and the pipe needs to be replaced. Sounds pretty straightforward. Sometimes it can be done without replacing the flange, but not always. Absolutely. Pictures make it a lot clearer, Cal. Thank you. All right, so let's see here. First of all, let's look out here. Let's look. Man, let's see what all we got. We got the grill out there. Y'all can see the outdoor studio or the outdoor shop studio, and there's the camera set up back behind the grill, and you see the smoke coming out of it. Make sure we get the trash truck out of there. And actually, it's a delivery truck. So, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna have fun. Randy and Colton came in a little bit early, got the charcoals going. So we'll see what that looks like. Um, then there's my camera out in the shop. That's the door I'll be walking through in just a little bit. There's where I will be walking out of here. As you see, I see the camera right over there. So yeah, we got some cool stuff set up here today. All right, let me jump over and look down there. Yeah, get on Discord. El Paso. Got a master plumber from El Paso. I like that. So, Cerrone, how we doing? David Kmer says, good morning from California. Travis Casada. Man, we got the whole Casada clan in here. That's a beautiful thing. How are you doing today? Happy Saturday to you. Carlos Rios says, hey, Roger, big fan. Thanks for the great content. Look, I don't get to do this without y'all. So I do appreciate y'all being here. I love it. Somebody sent me a message the other day. They had actually taken a selfie of them watching me, shared it on their social media and tagged me. Man, it was really, really cool. So I do. If y'all like being here, man, share it. Let other people that know what we're doing. We're trying to help people get in the trades, people become better tradesmen, help people learn to start their own business and grow a successful business. And this is all stuff that I've got to do or I've been able to do. Mod Khan says hello from the UK. Good to see you. Mod, what time is it over in the UK? I used to have, well, I still have a friend, but I used to have Urban Van Life get in here all the time. Matter of fact, I've got, it used to be Urban Explorer, and I've got one of his stickers right here. Great, great guy. Love Neil. Sean G. Strong says, good morning, crew. Check out Roger's subreddit and Discord. Got Rage Gaming in the house. Derek Sutton. And ooh, we are grilling today. Yes, we are. Yes, indeed. Phantom Striker 67. Hello. How are you doing? Man, I'm doing fantastic. How are y'all doing? I mean, it's only been 1 week in this first year, so it's a short week. We celebrated the New Year's Day on Monday, so everybody or a lot of people were off. How are y'all doing? Is it off to a good start? And what goals do you have? It's one big thing that look, I've literally been doing a lot on improving my mental mindset. And one of the big deals is starting off and doing goals. Kellel says, I live third floor condo with full bathroom above the toilet. It is on the second floor. Does that drain line serve just that toilet? It's possible if there's nothing else up there. I'd have to see, Kel, really how the whole house is plumbed. Mr. Popes a lot or Poops a lot, whichever way you want to go with there. Says up, Roger. Love the channel. 24-year-old master plumber. Man, I love to see a master plumber at the age of 24. Uh, 24-year-old master plumber with his new business. Love the channel. Thank you. Man, this is great. So, the cool thing about this is today we're talking about secrets to growing a successful trades business. And, when I first started, and that's one thing too. If you're a business owner, just put in the comments, put in hashtag me. And the reason being, when I started my own company, I had wanted to do it. I had done some things to get ready for it. But to be honest, when I started it, wasn't when I was planning on starting it. I literally, man, I walked out of a job on Friday, didn't know what I was gonna do, thought about it Saturday, thought about it Sunday, and then Monday morning, I got a call from a friend who was also a client that I had done some stuff for. And they call and say, "Roger, look, I know you're busy, but we've got a problem. Our house got hit by lightning. there was a thermostat cable running across the attic that went from the unit to the thermostat. It went across a gas line and laid on it. Well, apparently, when it got hit by lightning, it sparked, it blew a hole in the gas line. Fire department just came out, shut the gas line off, made sure nothing was on fire. So, man, I had to get everything to get up there and make a repair. So it was interesting, but that's how my plumbing company started. I thought, you know what? I can work for myself. And that's exactly what I started doing. So, man, I'm glad you love the channel. Thank you so much. Phantom Striker 67 says yes. Got some yeses. Good, good. Sounds great. Everybody can hear me then. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna jump past a lot of these. And Jacqueline, I sound great because Colton makes me sound great. Thank you. Uh Colby Oswalt says, love watching your shows. Thank you very much. Look, I appreciate that. I can't even begin to tell y'all how much. Okay, so I've got a lot of me's in here. So when I first started my company, what I did is I literally I'd already had my name, already had my insurance because I knew that I was going to do it one day. And like I'd said about him being a previous customer, I had done a few side things, but the company that I was working for knew it. As long as I did it on the evening and on the weekends, and none of my work, which I work as director of operations for a large mechanical contractor, as long as none of my work got affected by that, they didn't care. They didn't do residential service. So I was in a meeting one day, in an executive meeting with the president of the company, and she was talking about how they were going to get into residential service and they were going to specialize in customer service and announce that they had the best trained plumbers. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this. What are you going to do to train the plumbers? She said, what do you mean? I said, well, if we're telling people we have the best trained plumbers, how are we plumbing them? She says, Roger, all our plumbers have a license. They're trained. I'm like, yeah, but so does every other plumber in the state of Texas. And I said, okay, so you're saying we specialize in customer service. How are we training our plumbers in customer service? And she's like, Roger, they know how to say please and thank you. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And I thought, man, this is sad. But that's the kind of company I was working for. So when I walked out that Friday, it was really easy for me to start a new company and say, hey, I'm going to do it better than they are. Everybody hears me fine. I love that. Sean says, can't answer that. Don't work on condos or multi-level buildings. So I'm not sure how they're plumbed. Kelly, you'll have to see how the whole floor is laid out. Is there another bathroom right behind it or anything like that? They could have caught them both off the same line. Carlos Rio says, service manager at Hyperflow Service Company in Denver, Colorado, drain cleaner at heart. And you know what? I like the way you put that because it takes heart to be a drain cleaner. You've got to love what you do. Okay, Brandon McCrary says from Illinois, run a landscape and mowing company. Post a lot, Colorado residential plumbing and gas service and new. Brenda Noble says Southern Carolina plumbers helper. So Brendan, tell me something. Brendan, do you learn when you get in here? And do you check out the subreddit, the Discord? Do you check out that stuff? I'm just curious as to where you really learn plumbing because this is what we like to talk about. There you go. Like what you're seeing here, man, give us a thumbs up. Got about between the two of them, got a lot of people in here. Uh, yeah, if you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. Stassaronis is located in New York, currently a phone refurbisher looking to get into plumbing trade. Good for you. Shane Ryan says, love the videos, Roger. Houston, Texas. Texas commercial plumbing, mainly gas lines and commercial renovation. I mean, that's fantastic. I'm a business down in Houston, so I'm down in Houston quite often. Asher Pearsall is irrigation technician, Phoenix, Arizona. Look, an irrigation technician does a lot of things that plumbers do. So good for you, man. Good stuff going on here. Henry says, "Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday." That is my son. That is Squirt. He comes up here and helps me do a whole lot of stuff. Mod Khan, good to have you in here. Welcome to the channel. Sean G. Strong says, Carlos, I'm a little bit northeast of you in Scottsbluff. Come up here and take your snow back. Boy, and that's the truth. Sean, do y'all still have snow right now? Sweet King says, good afternoon. How are you doing? It's gonna have some big change. Man, for us it is. Phantom Striker says, good afternoon. I know, and it's not afternoon here yet. Right here, it is, man, 11:20. So I'm only 12 minutes behind in comments. Ricardo, I saw your comment over here a while ago. Ricardo Granados, make sure I said that right. From El Paso, Texas. Good to see you in here. Residential commercial repairs. Chris Evers says, good morning. I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I do plumbing and drain cleaning. Love that. Okay, so I saw the hashtag memes a while ago. If you're in here and you own your own business, what is the one thing that you learned that you really wish you'd learned sooner? Because mine was, you know, I just started, like I told y'all, just hey, the phone rang one day. I'm like, okay, I'm in business. Uh, I bought some used vans from a good friend of mine, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad I did. It worked out well for me. But would you, if you're new, or if you're in your own business, just starting out, would you buy old vans? Would you buy new vans, or would you lease vehicles? Because man, I these vans were about 15, 16 years old. Every time one went down, it killed me because you've either got a plumber out in the field, you've got to go get him, rescue him, get him back, get him another van, get him out there. That your production loss is a killer. After I started leasing new vehicles, I loved it because I've never had a problem. I says, "Kel, if you get on the Discord group, you'll have all the room to explain what you need." Absolutely, and you can show pictures. William Hawkins is Southern Minnesota, residential plumbing and HVAC, including wells and septics. William, in Southern Minnesota, do y'all work all year round, or when it gets really cold and crazy outside, do y'all slow down? Brenda says, "Trying to get my residential plumbing. That's good for you." Mark Conrad says, "When putting heat tape on a pipe, insulation over the heat tape, yes or no?" I say yes. Y'all ready for me to run out back? Yeah. Okay. Guys, we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna go actually to the hallway camera right there, so you're fixing to see me come walking out. Then you'll see Colton come sneaking in. Uh, he'll take control of the cameras while I head outside, but my lavalier mic should work. I'll take a drink of water here. All right, let's go out the shop for a little bit and let's check on the grill and see what we got going. I'll see y'all here in a second. How we doing? All right, so we should be on this camera here now, which I don't see right now, but actually I do see. So now we'll come right over here and look at this, man. I got people with skills in here going on. I love this. Uh, Man, this is pretty cool. So we're out here in the shop. It's actually pretty lit up. We've got the overhead door open, so it's really bright over on this side. And I say bright, it's a cloudy day, believe it or not. Okay, so man, I'm gonna head over here to the smoker. He kind of showed me up here. I've got some Ompa's jalapeno cheddar and some better cheddar Johnsonville says smoked sausage. I know they used to do brats. So man, we're gonna see how hot this is. And it's warm, but it's not bad. Oh man, we got coals. We are ready to cook. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cook a little bit. Uh, Actually, I'm gonna come over here and grab this. So when y'all are around the house, you know, do y'all like to cook out a lot? What do you do for fun? Uh, because I tell you what, starting your own business, there's a lot that goes into it, and it's not just a lot that goes into it. It takes a lot of time. And the bad thing about it is you keep feeling every day like, look, I've got to be there. I've got to get it. I've got to do more. And you get to where you're working 12, 14 hours a day, 7, 8 days a week. And the bad thing is, your Leatherman's not always sharp enough to do what needs to be done. Uh, thing is, you can work yourself so much it's not fun. And when you do that, it will wear you out. I want to make sure they're not texting me telling me I'm doing something wrong. Good. Uh, so to do stuff like that is really, really difficult. One thing when you start a business, you've got to remember to block time out. And I mean personal time. Now, me, people block time out for training. I tell people to block time out for coaches, for mentors. I tell people to block time out to learn something new. And that's something a lot of people have problems with. I'm gonna step back over here and see if I can get some tools out here. Uh, Now, I'm gonna try. So as you can see, I've got Craftsman tools. I like that. Use my fork, my tongs here. All right, so we're gonna cook, and I love these Upas jalapeno cheddar sausage. Man, they are just so good. All right, so we're gonna put some of these on, then I'm gonna run back into the shop. Now, if I was at home, I would probably just grab these with my hand. But I don't want any of y'all to talk bad about me. Sean Strong. So, what are y'all doing this weekend? What are you doing for fun? Uh, hey, I mean, you can see what I'm doing. Now, I should probably open the safe and get a little whiskey out, since we are calling these sipping Saturdays. We've reached out to a few different people. We'd like to get, a nice smoker out here, uh, a little bit nicer grill out here. We've got somebody that, you know, yeah, and I'm grabbing on my fingers now. It's like uh, I've got a big smoker and one of those big grills at home that I love. And these coals are hot, so it ain't gonna take too terribly long. Now, close this down. Open my. Well, that worked well. Like I said, need a good one. There you go. All right, so I had a trash can over here. Okay. I'm gonna walk over to the dumpster if y'all can see me. So, welcome to my world. All right, so I don't want to go back in right now. I want to hang out right here, but I want to look down at these comments. Uh, maybe. Shanti says, no doubt, Joe, let the this line drip too. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go back in where I can see. So I know that y'all are gonna move cameras around. I'm gonna walk in here for just a second. Tell you what, the way that smoker's smoking, show that smoker just a second, or show that grill just a second, Cole. Yeah, yeah, I got some smoke going on there. So, like I said, the temperature was up pretty high on it. I'm gonna go ahead and walk out there and see if I need to turn these pretty quick. I know the sausages have a lot of drippings in them. Well, they got to smelling good really quick. I don't remember what we had last time, if we had a GoPro out here or what, but we were able to look down in here. These actually look pretty good. Some of them are getting cooked a little quick. This is not going to take very long, I promise. I can tell where I'm hotter, so I'm gonna move some of this around. All right, give this in here a couple of minutes. I'll come back and move them again. Now, I never really got down to where everybody was. Here, I'm just going on the bottom. I'm going to see what's going on right now. Candid 360 photo booth and photo companies are looking to start a plumbing apprenticeship. Keep hearing about this Nipex pliers and wrenches. Which one should I start out buying? Well, that's one of the most expensive brands that there are, and nothing wrong with that. Ooh, I don't know what I just did, but I just went away. Let me see if I can go back. Nope. All right. Let me see. I can do it this way. Watch me go. Now, guys, right now I can't see any comments. I hit some button, not sure what I hit, and it made me just completely disappear. But I'm coming back into the live stream right here. Oh, there we go. Should Roger pour a drink? See, I see that. All right, live chat. Back in. Testimonial, Sean Strong, Candid 360. Start with what you can afford. And that's where I was headed with that, because one thing that I talk about too is, am I live or not? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I guess I got out of StreamYard or whatever. All right, Mr. Colton is here to help me do what I need to do. Perfect. So, talking about the Nipex pliers, there's a lot of brands that are cheaper than that. And I don't mean bad, I don't mean anything at all like that. But you may not be able to afford a bunch of tools in the very beginning. If you can afford them and that's what you want, go get it. Oh, I'm fixing to walk out to the grilling. Okay. So can't afford them, man, go for it. If you want to start building your toolbox right, that's a great way to do it. I'm actually gonna get some of those ordered and get in here so we can compare those to China Lock brand, rigid Milwaukee, stuff like that. Right now, I'm right here so I don't burn up any sausage. Oh yeah. And he's coming out smelling pretty good. Put a little bit more on this in here. The rest of these I'm kind of pulling them out of the way, getting them out off the fire. The neat thing is this grate is big enough, that's upper grate, that I've got room where I can pull stuff out and get it out of the way from everything. I like that. But also these sausages have enough juice in them. You like that juice? I need some longer tongs. This grill setting at a little bit of an angle. So the ones that are round, it look like hot dogs or something, just kind of roll on by. Yeah. Man, we had this fire set good. All right, I'm gonna close that down. I'm gonna open this top up, pull some of the heat out. As you see, my face is red. All right. Okay, so this is the StreamYard version. Perfect. Yep, there's Colton of the rescue. Man, he always rescues me. Come on. Well, let me see. All right, let me go over here. I'm gonna grab my tongs. I'm gonna pull the meat off so I don't burn anything. I know we're only 30 minutes in. Uh, and I'll let y'all see Colton and Randy out here eating. I'm gonna run back in where I can see comments and reply real quick. But I'm gonna run out here first and pull these off. Yeah. Now, I don't know if y'all have got a HEB in the area where y'all live, but I think HEB is one of the greatest grocery stores I've ever walked in. And Squirt ran over there for me and picked up all this meat, and I'm going to leave that up so that it'll. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put it down so it'll smother out. It should not be very hot now. Set this up here so it'll cut off the air to it as much as possible. And as y'all see, I got sausages, I got dogs, I got all kinds of fun things here. Man, some of the stuff looks really good. Some of it got hot, I can tell. But I like the way too that you can see the cheese ooze out of it right there. These are the Opa's beef and cheddar sausages, I guess is what they call it. Man, these things are amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and taste one just because I'm here. Uh, Now, these are part of my grilling kit, and I like them. But man, they're for corn. I get it. They're for corn on the cob. And this is the only knife I have, but this means I can cut you from very far away. I just want to, man, look at the inside of that. That looks beautiful. And I have a fork and mustard just magically appeared. Now, the bad thing is I'm on a new diet. I'm not supposed to be eating dairy. And I know cheese is dairy, so I'm going to get just a little bit of it. Don't y'all hate when mustard does that? Yeah. And this is one of my favorite mustards. It's Wober's, but it's a jalapeno mustard. And man, I do like that. All right, so let's cut it down to a nice little bite-sized piece. Get a little mustard on it. Of course, you see I'm not eating any bread. Mm. Not too bad. Actually, really good. Now, the bottom of my barrel looks like it's burning up. I wonder what our neighbors think when they see us cooking out and stuff like this. All right, I'm gonna walk back inside to where I can see some of these comments. I'm gonna go ahead and take one more bite on the way in. Like I said, got up and worked out this morning, took my protein, ate my vitamins, Did everything I was supposed to do. Now I'm headed in. Mm. All right. So I am back in here. Man, didn't get to a whole lot of the comments, and now I know I'm far behind, so I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a lot. Uh, I'm going to jump back up here. I'm going to jump into. If you left a comment at 11:30 or after, or it's my time, that's where I'm going to jump in at. So if you left them before that, uh, and I'm going to jump up a little bit because Nicholas, I say this. Says, unless you plan on starting a business, stay a journeyman. No one really wants or needs a master when the company already has one. Why pay to be a master when a journeyman can do all the same minus the permit pulls? Here's my thing. I just wanted to get my master license because I had it before I ever started my business. But you've got to understand plumbing a little bit better. You've got to understand how to do things, how to do them right. I just want to see something. Yeah, look at them out there working. I love it. See, that's the team that helps me, of course. Let me find it there. There's Colton. There's Squirt. Oh, well. There they are together. And they're not even eating yet. So, see, I must have done something wrong. So, my thing is, I wanted to get a master just because I could, because I knew I could. So, I disagree with you there. Not saying anybody's got to, but there's nothing wrong with having a master's license if it does cost you a little bit more. It's worth it. Zach, not sure about that. I swear. Candy 360 Photo Booth and Photography is looking to start a plumbing apprenticeship. Keep hearing about this NITEX. Okay, we talked about that one a while ago. I saw it wrong. Sean, same thing. I disagree, Nick. Yes, there are some owners who don't want or need more than one master. Others want all the high skilled techs they can get. And if you get your master, you're worth more, which should translate to your paycheck. And Sean, I completely agree with you. My thought is, look, if it shows that you know more about the trade, and I'm not saying every master knows more than every journeyman. There's some journeymans out there that understand things, that study it, that do things like that. But if you're going to start a successful business, you better understand as much about plumbing as you can because you're the go-to guy. You're the one at the top of the ladder. You're the one at the top of the totem pole. You're the one that now when the buck stops, it's got to stop with you. Why not be a master below them that can help take some of that pressure off? Like, hey, look, I just want to make sure everything's done right each and every time. I think you do learn more to become a master. John says, kind of 360 photo booth photography. Start with what you can afford. Yeah, they're not cheap at all. Nicholas Walton says more people would start one if Uncle Sam would keep his grubby, thieving hands out of our pockets. Not to mention the red tape. Here's the good thing, and I wanna explain it to you this way. I was dating a girl one time, and her father was an anesthesiologist, okay? At the time, all I knew is that those guys give you gas when you're in surgery. That's all I knew, and that's about it. It goes a little deeper than that. But here's the deal, is we were at dinner the first night I met him, and I remember him saying that his malpractice insurance was $500,000 a year. Think about that. That means you're paying 50 grand a month in insurance. Just under it. I get it. But imagine that, 500,000 grand a year, and I'm looking at him like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "How could that be? You could never make money." And the next words out of his mouth were, "What? I'm lucky because I can afford to pay it." And I'm like, "Man, why am I in why am I doing this?" we start to limit our beliefs as to how much money we can make and what we can do. But the good thing is, Nicholas, when you start your own business, you can afford to pay all this now. You can afford to pay all the other BS things that happen. I've had customers call and want their money back. We did the job right, but there's that 1% you can never please. So it's a trip. Uh, Spelnick Ephraim says, "Roger, love you, man. You give me a good ideas for my weekend." All right, man, I'm glad. I hope y'all are firing up a grill this weekend, wherever you're at. Here in Dallas, it's not hot, but it actually feels pretty dang good. Uh, Trying to see here. It is like it's about 60 degrees outside. I can't complain about it. It felt good enough that whenever I went outside earlier, I thought, I could probably ride the motorcycle if I wanted to. Sean G. Strong, few things get me more fired up than taxes. I'd rather keep my blood pressure down today. No doubt. What time we eating, Roger? I'm in Indiana, so it'll take me a bit to get there. Guys, here's the deal. You ever want to come up here on a Saturday, let me know you're coming. If you're like, hey, Roger, look, I'm going to be in Dallas. I would love to come by for your live stream. Man, y'all are invited. I would love to have people come by and visit and see what we do and how we do it. So, yeah. Oh, Canapex. I've been saying it all wrong now. Nicholas says, just as skilled journeyman is a master. And I don't disagree. I've told you that. Unless you need permit pulls, why you've got permits covered. Just because I wanted to know. I wanted to prove to myself that I know and can do as much as that. I know Colton came and saved me. Free state. I love this channel, supported all of our tradesmen. And guys, here's the deal. And Nerdwave 2306, or 2036, I appreciate that. I tell people all the time, look, when we're on a job site, we give each other a hard time. Plumbers hate electricians. We hate HVAC techs and roofers. It's back and forth. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think we're all very respectful of each other. We're all tradesmen. It's just plumbers happen to be the best. I can't help that. I mean, it's true. All right, let me see. Go back over here. Oh, I got the line there. I can't move it. There we go. Uh, you are welcome. Without them, the world wouldn't function. Nicholas says, unless it's really a big company operating several jobs, you only need one master. The company owner isn't one. And Nicholas, in Texas, you only need one anyway. Unless you're spread out all over the state, then you're supposed to have one if you have multiple offices. If you run everything out of one office, you only need one plumber. I like that. If y'all hadn't seen my merch, man, we are up in the game. We got shirts, caps, cups, I mean, all kinds of cool stuff. It's actually pretty neat. Sean G. Strong says some people put a lot of value in the license. I know a 15-year apprentice as skilled as any master I know. I want the masters, any 1-year master. The license is a representation of the time and knowledge the person has. Many owners will pay you more for having it. I love having masters, and a lot of plumbing companies too will frown upon it. They think if you're getting your master, you're going to open your own business. You're going to compete against them. That never bothered me. I wanted people to get their masters. I wanted them to learn. I wanted them to grow. I wanted them to be better, and I wanted them to feel prideful about themselves. You think it doesn't feel prideful to say, "I'm a master plumber in Texas, and I have every endorsement available, and oh, by the way, out of 60, 70,000 plumbers in Texas, I'm one of about 20 that has that." It's a big deal. It's neat to me. Love it. Uh, Donnie Montgomery says, "I've been working for a company for 16 years, great money. My thing, no retirement sucks." Donnie, I don't disagree with you, and that's why part of what I teach whenever I'm teaching people about getting into the trades and becoming the best tradesman is look at the companies you work for. Are they investing in you? Do they have a 401k? Do they have a retirement plan? Do they have a pension plan? People complain about the union all the time, but you know what? You put 25, 30 years in the union, you've never got to work again. You'll draw two, I want to say 1,500 to 3 grand a week. depending on when you started, when you got out, what the pay is. If man, if after 30 years in the union, you don't have your house, your vehicles, whatever you need paid off, and then can live on 2,500 or 3 grand a week, man, why not? Nicholas Watson says, "I work for a small company, service company, Home Depot subs, some new builds and remodels." And Nicholas, look, for something like that, I mean, think about it. If you had your own master's license, you could go straight to them and say, "Hey, I wanna work for y'all." You're letting somebody else collect money just to schedule it and book it and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things. Yeah, and Sean's right, and that's why I came back in here. Uh, with me going back and forth, almost a lot of comments. If you got questions, love that. Run over the subreddit or the Discord and ask them there. Great place to get help because conversation is much easier. Uh, Donnie Montgomery lives in Texas. I love it. Sean says there's no union representation where I am, Donnie. And yeah, no retirement isn't great. We got to take care of ourselves out there. And that's another thing that I teach. Is I teach apprentices that when they first get in the union or the union, when they first get into the trade, they're going to get a lot of raises. So if each year they will put up $1 an hour, so meaning the first year you put up $1 an hour. So say you started at $20 an hour. Well, now you're going to live on 19 an hour and put up a dollar. Say year two, you raise that to $2 an hour. Year three, $3 an hour. Year four, four. Year five, you're paying up $5 an hour. It's $10,000 a year, and you're going to keep getting raises. I mean, when I started plumbing, God, I was making 4.75 an hour. Uh, my last job in the field as a plumber, I was making $51 an hour. Can you imagine if I'd have been smart enough to do that? I started plumbing in 1980. You know, here we are 42 years later. God, I'd have 2 or $3 million in the bank. But nobody taught me that in the beginning. And I did work for companies that had 401k and retirement and stuff like that. Luckily, I'm almost 25 years in with the union. So in what, 2.5 years when I turned 62, I think I can start drawing 25 or $2,800 a week. Not a bad deal. And I say a week. God, it may be a month. I'll need to go check into that. Jason Gal, how are we doing? Nicholas says, "Why though? Why pay a master when an experienced journeyman plumber can bring in the same money?" Again, if the company has a permit puller, why would that company come off more money for a master? Not good business sense. And see, I disagree with you because if I can tell me as a company owner, if I can tell a customer, "Look, I've got 6 master plumbers that work for me." You don't think they understand that? You don't think that they realize, "Wow, that's a pretty neat deal." And look, Nicholas, we can agree to disagree. I consider myself a better company. I consider myself I hire the best people. If you're the best, get your master's license. Show me. Show me that you can do it. Man, I had plumbers from California come here that couldn't even pass the tradesman exam, but they thought they were as smart as me and knew as much as me. And I'm like, dude, you failed the Texas tradesman exam 3 times. So it's however we want to do it. And you're right, we are not sponsored, but we should be. Any big grill companies out there, smoker companies, anybody that wants to sponsor Sippin' Saturdays? Uh, yeah, and Nicholas says, "No union here either, they're obsolete." You know what? But they are in a lot of areas, but Nicholas, have you been scratching the screen? I saw that, and I tell you what, it did smell good out there. Uh, look, there's a lot of good things about the union. I don't think they're gonna be obsolete, especially in bigger areas, but I think if the union did things right, every tradesperson in the world would want a union. They're going about it all wrong, and I don't mean that bad. I think there are some great things about the union. I mean, look at me, I'm almost 60, I've got a pension plan, I've got a retirement plan. Luckily, I've got a lot more than that, but that's a big deal that I've got going. It does. Do you grill with your employees too? Well, 2 of them are up here with me, so yes. We don't during the week, but I tell you, if I had a cool I'm looking for a big pellet smoker. I love those things. I've got one at home, but it's old, so I didn't wanna bring it up here. Uh, but yeah, it's great stuff. You doing okay? Uh, Zahed Al-Jashash is the reason for the malfunction of the instant heaters, the USA. Man, look, I'm not even gonna argue with you there. I think there's a lot of great things manufactured in the United States, and I do look for those, but we don't always do everything right. You know, I've had 2 deliveries at my house lately. I've got to where I buy my food online, or a lot of it, and the last 2 orders, both have been wrong, that they've missed stuff. Uh, one of them missed $80 worth of stuff, and it's like, "Guys, how can y'all stay in business like this?" Sean G. Strong says there's a lot of good from the union, but there's also a lot of bad. I got a buddy in Local 1 in New York, and the union takes good care of him. And look, I love Local 1. I think Local 1 is the most prideful union there is in the United States. When I used to go to the instructor training program, those guys showed up, they were dressed the same every day in uniform, in the UA shirts, and some of y'all have seen me wear them. I've got Texas Green Plumbing on them, but it's got the UA logo on the side. Man, they showed up looking prideful, they were on time, they were never late, they weren't out partying, they weren't out getting drunk. They were there to study and learn and become better instructors. They all went to an early dinner together and then went back to the hotel to rest, and man, I was so impressed by Local 1. Nicholas is not taking my personal value, I'm taking the business side or money side. And but you know what? Here's the deal, Nicholas, and I wanna address that. If I'm running what I feel to be the best company in town, I'm gonna charge more for it. And when people call and say, "Well, you're expensive," well, yeah, I am. My plumbers are master plumbers. They're not tradesmen, they're not journeymen. I've got master plumbers out doing the job. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean they know more, but hopefully they've got enough more experience that they understand the professionalism behind it. And look, I understand personal I understand business and money. But if you do things better, I was listening to the deal the other day, said, "Look, if you can find a way to do something 10 or 20% different, and you can do that really, really well, you can make more money." And, I mean, think about that. All Masters Plumbing Company, we only send out a master. Man, you're gonna be able to charge more for that. Kel says, "Thanks, Sean Strong, a handicapped and disabled senior lady." Well, Kel, I hope that you are getting information and answers that can help you. And we will help however we can. Yes, sir, Sean. Why would a company pay more when not essentially needed? Because if you pay more, you can make more. Why would I pay more for the best plumber in town? I'm gonna charge more. He's gonna make me more money. Sean G. Strong says, "If I work somewhere that has a master and later I also get my license, they will pay me more because I'm worth it, or I'll go somewhere else that values me more." Move your mic up higher. It's getting a little spotty. Thank you, sir. I don't know if that'll help any, and I can actually bump up just a little bit right there. Let me know if that's too much, and I will look over here at the live stream to see just in case. Move that around. So I jiggled my whole thing off. That didn't sound right. Sean said, "Okay, did. I got it. Thank you, sir. I hope that helped." Great. Uh, man, that's awesome. I agree you've been established on that company, but when looking for a job. And Nicholas, to me, if you're looking for a job and you're a master, I understand you're a little more prideful about what you do. You wanna take that next level. And look, you're right. I know some tradesmen that are as good as some masters. I know some journeymen that are better than some masters. I know some apprentices that can outwork some masters. So it's not all about that, but man, it's good stuff. And you're right, we've all gotta have thick skin. Sean says that's a legit invitation too. I promise Roger's such a generous person, and if showed up on a sipping Saturday, he would gladly hand you a plate. Man, I will hand you a plate and a glass. I know, I saw that. I may have to go out there and pour a sip of bourbon. Uh, 'Cause also I was told the job would take 4 hours and cost 11.75. Does that sound right? Well, it depends on where you're located. That's under $300 an hour, but it's probably even less than that because I'm assuming that means materials too. So in my area, that would be good, definitely. James Roberts says, "I live in Irving. Love to come down and learn how to better my business. I'm a master plumber, first year down." Well, James, good for you. Uh, yeah, look, I'm here every Saturday, y'all, from 11 to 12:30. I'm cooking out. I'm always drinking something. Right now, it's just water. Uh, but yeah, you're always welcome here, and ask Sean. He said a while ago, he said, "Look, Roger means it." Uh, Sean's a great guy. Got him in town, and we did a big networking event live down at the truck yard. It was fantastic. Can't complain at all. Kel says, "Sean, hi, are you a plumber? What is your email address?" Kel, the easiest way, and I don't know if he's put it in there yet, easiest way to get in touch with Sean is go to our subreddit group. I know that we have posted stuff up there. I will put it right here. There's our subreddit. Sean, I don't know if I've got a link for the Discord in here. We need to tell Colton to put that in here. That way we know it gets done. Yeah, cool. Alright, so let me come back where I was. Oh, I hope it jumped on me again. Okay, now some of y'all gonna hate me. Uh, Here, I'm gonna start right here. Ernst Burns says, "Hey, Roger recently started as an apprentice 2 to 3 months ago with a great company, and I just wonder what I could do on my own time to gain more experience and learn more." Man, I'll tell you what, you're doing it. Jumping into stuff like this, and look, I'm not the only plumber on YouTube. I do think I try to be the best. Uh, but my thing is, you're doing it. Look at you. You're spending your Saturday sitting here listening to people talk about plumbing and cooking out on the grill and bourbon and whiskey and stuff like that. But I mean, man, you're moving the right direction. I love that. Oh, I hit that and it went away. Boom, there it is. So yeah, you're definitely doing it. Uh, yeah. See, me and Sean agree on a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool. Uh, and I'm assuming somebody says, "Is it too late to get into plumbing?" Sean G's right. No, it's not. Tech Plumbing LLC says, "I don't think it's ever too late for a new venture." Amen. Nicholas says, "Has to be job market difference. I'm in Dixie." Look, to me, and Nicholas, think about this. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're providing a better service with better technicians, you can charge more money for it. If I'm paying a plumber 10 an hour more than he'd make anywhere else, but I'm charging $50 an hour more on my bill out rate, I'm making an extra $40 an hour every hour he works. To me, that's worth it. And there's a lot of people that you can tell, look, we only send out master plumbers, and they're gonna be like, dude, I'm in. I want the best. Never too late to make the best decision in your life. Boy, that's the truth. I like that, Sean. Might be. And you're look, I agree with you, Nicholas, 100%. Sean does too. See, we're on the same team. I wish TCEQ was the wastewater union. I wish TCEQ was a lot of things. 10-4. Well, I'm getting close to caught up. Look at me go. Sean G. Strong says, "If I were in an interview and the owner said I'm not interested because I don't want another master, I don't think that's a company I want to be with anyway." Man, and that's the truth. I used to know plumbing companies that would fire you if you got your master license, and I always thought that was so crazy. Uh, Thank you, Colton. I'm glad you liked that. Randy picked it out. I'm just the one that got to cook it. Uh, if you're a master, of course not. But see, I wasn't a master at the time. I was a journeyman, and it blew my mind that when people got their master license, they would get rid of them because I would think, again, I'm not thinking the same way we are right now. I'm thinking, look, if you're a master, you're probably a better plumber. Not always true. I get it, but promise you, there's a lot to that master exam. You do have to know some stuff. Uh, Derek Sutton says, "Is it good to have side jobs with a job?" Man, I'm gonna tell you no. Uh, yeah, it'll get you fired. Here's the deal, depending on where you're at. Say you're in Texas. If you don't have a master license, you're not pulling a permit, you don't have insurance, not only can you get in trouble, but say you do something for that customer and they have a flood, they have a leak, they're in trouble because you don't have insurance. They're gonna end up having to eat it. Even if they do have insurance, if they find out the work was done by an unlicensed, uninsured person, the insurance is gonna tell the homeowner, "Hey, you gotta pay for it. Well, you should have hired somebody with a license." So, I don't like doing that. I'm not gonna say I've never done it, but I didn't make it a habit. I wasn't out advertising trying to get more work. I would just it was word of mouth from friends. Yeah, it will get you fired. Hire journeyman and lawyer payroll, skill is the same, lower cost to consumer. Okay, but Nicholas, I've never wanted to be the cheapest plumbing company. I've wanted to be the best. So again, we can agree to disagree. It also says in Ohio, the company I'm using has two master plumbers, and the rest are not licensed, non-union. They charge a flat rate versus hourly. Isn't that a lot better? Okay, the company I'm with, we have two masters. Uh, I'm a master. Randy Carpenter, our service manager, is a master. We've got what, one, two, three or four journeymen and two or three apprentices under them. Uh, Now yours says the rest are not licensed and non-union. Now, being non-licensed, depending on where you're at, could get you in trouble. In Texas, it will. And we charge flat rate upfront pricing, whatever you want to call it. Keith Jazinski says 36-year-old apprentice. Did I make the career change too late in life? Yeah, Sean said it a while ago. I don't think you can ever make the right decision too late. Now, don't get me wrong, you might not have the same opportunities, but man, this could be the best decision of your life. Well, I hope it works out for you. Uh, Marissa Doug Ward says skill is not always the same, and you're right. Yeah, Nicholas, look, I think that we agree on a lot of stuff. Just me as a business owner, I look at the marketing end of it. If I can market it and make more money off of it, why wouldn't I do it? If you were a journeyman, they'd hire you. Yeah, and look, I still Woodford Reserve. There you go, my brother. Uh, that's one of my favorites. And I'll tell you one I just found lately that I really like is Four Roses. Man, I actually had a bottle given to me in Atlanta about a month ago, and I was like, "Dude, this is good." Keith says, "36-year-old apprentice." No. Nicholas says, "That's my whole point. If looking for work, a journeyman will hire faster than master in your job market." And man, in yours it may. Since your record is skipping, Keith. Andrew Crawl, thoughts on the house traps? I'm in PA and they use traps on the mains of residential and commercial buildings instead of venting. I don't know why instead of venting, a house trap is gonna keep the sewer from coming in, but the vent, you're still gonna get the smell from all the sewage within your building, within your house. So I how many of y'all that are in here, your city or municipality, whatever it is that affects your work, how many of y'all have to put in a yard trap, a house trap? So you come out of the house and there's a trap. Just curious, because we don't do it in Texas, and you're in Pennsylvania. Absolutely overrun with plumbing companies. Nicholas, and Dallas is too. Texas is. I think there's 70, I think last time I checked, there's 7,800, RMPs. Don't know that they've all got plumbing companies, but so, Chris, what a master plumber is, in Texas, let me explain it to you. You get your apprentice card, you have to register for it, and you keep it for 4 years. After 4 years let me correct that. At 2 years, you can take your tradesman exam. Your tradesman lets you work on a single family dwelling all by yourself, like a journeyman in commercial. At 4 years, you can get your journeyman license where you can work on any house, any apartment, any condo, any office building any plumbing anywhere in Texas, and you're good. Now, once you're a tradesman, you can take your journeyman at 8,000 hours, and I know I say 2 years and 4 years, it's really 4,000 hours, 8,000 hours. If you go through a non-DOL approved training program, meaning if if you just apprenticed for a company, after you get your journeyman, you've gotta wait 4 years to take your master's. If you went through a DOL training program, you've gotta wait 1 year to take your master's. So, a master's exam is just a little bit harder. There's a little bit more commercial stuff on it, uh, more sizing, more distribution, stuff like that, but it's good stuff. Ricardo, it smelled great. Keith Chazinski says, "Sean D. Strong, thanks, man. 6 months in, so far loving it, but sometimes I feel like an idiot." Man, the funny thing, and I'm gonna tell you how it was for me. Literally one day I'm driving to work and I just all of a sudden it's like a light bulb went off. I understood why we did what we did. And like I said, it's not always like that for everybody, but I was literally like, "Oh my gosh, it makes sense." And it was probably something Austin or Lynn or somebody said the day before, but I mean, think about that. You're driving down the road, and I was actually on the way to work, and it was just like one of those big aha moments. And you're driving down the road and you realize, "Now I understand why plumbing does what it does." Now, remember, guys, this is the '80s. This is probably 82, 83, somewhere around there, 82, because I got my license in '83. I remember going in that morning and went into the job trailer, and Austin said, "Hey, will you go get this? Will you go get that?" And well, actually, I think what he did for me to do is go cut some conduit for stakes. We were doing an underground rough in an apartment building. And I looked at him, I said, "Can I go over there and start topping out the next building?" Boy, he just kinda looked at me, and he said, "You think you can do it?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'd like to at least go over and lay it out and get it started." He said, "You know what? Go for it." Uh, Sean's uh, so anyway, man, when it clicks, but you know what? Before then, you do feel like an idiot. Remember the first time they asked me to run the TMP line, and talk about telling y'all an embarrassing story. We were working on some apartments, we had 2 water heaters back to back, and all they said is, "Look, it's gotta step out here, and then it goes out better, and it turns down." Great. Turns down, runs down, put your stub off 6 inches above the drill motor I had messed up. I didn't bother telling anybody. I was making that TNP line through all the studs that were there, and man, it looked like a joke. But you know what? I didn't know any better. I hadn't really watched anybody run them or work with them running it. They were just like, "Here, go do this." I'm like, "Okay, I can do that." Man, there's a lot to learn in this trade, and I did. I felt like an idiot. But instead of yelling at me and screaming at me, they said, "Hey, let's sit down, let's talk about this. Here's what we need to do." Ryan Farley, glad to have you in here. Andy Cordova, I'm glad. Thank you, sir. Welcome to the big show. Uh, not sure what all that is, but glad to have you here. Someone with a master plumbing license is someone who has met the required hours of work, starting out as an apprentice, then becoming a licensed journeyman, then becoming a master. And in Texas, it's not just the hours, it's applying to take the exam and going to take it, pass it, and then give the state their money. Chris Sheaves, there's a test to pass for the journeyman and master required number of hours. Glad you're here with me today. If you're enjoying our Step Saturday stream, go ahead and leave a like. Thank you. Joe Westman says, "Hello, septic jetter truck driver here from Sweden." So in Sweden, do y'all have a lot of city sewer or is it mainly septic? Just curious. Yeah, boy, isn't that the truth? Sean says, "I've been doing it for 10 years and sometimes I feel like an idiot." And that's the thing, look, we all make mistakes. I still and I got out the other day to do a lead joint, and don't get me wrong, it's been a long time since I did it. Made a mistake, made a mess, but I think if you're a member, you'll see it in one of the behind the scenes videos. Chris Sheaves says, "So I've been plumbing for 11 years, had my company for a year. Am I a master plumber? I passed all my tests to get my license." Chris, how is your state set up? What state are you in? In Texas, it's actually called a master license. In California, it's called a contractor license, and I think it is in New York too. Doug the plumber says they don't do it in New York City. I'm sorry, North Carolina. I don't know why I was thinking New York. Uh, Andy Cordova says, "I'm from Texas, so we don't do that." What don't y'all do, Andy? No house trap in Alabama? No house traps in Nebraska? I've never even seen one installed. Sounds like trouble to me. Good way to ensure future sewer blockage. Uh, yeah, Sean, that's funny. All right now, y'all teaming up on me. Love the info, Roger. Thanks for uh, the dialogue and the pointers. Keep calm and plumb on. I'm not a plumber, potable water distributor, and gray water extraction tech. And I love that. In Texas, I've got my WSPS. I've got I've got a multi-purpose residential WSPS and MEDGA. But your WSPS is kinda what you gotta have to do the gray water reclamation and stuff. It's pretty neat. So, congratulations to you, Nicholas. That's a neat deal. Steve says, has a dual residential and commercial license. Texas, you have both. It's that you're a tradesman, a journeyman, or a master. Toronto, you can get the master without examining tests, only with the experience. Good for y'all. Sean J. Strong says buddies in New York, Massachusetts, and Jersey have them all over. It's weird because I kinda thought the same thing. Yeah, I think up there you've gotta have it in the different boroughs or cities or wherever you're in. Joel says they have both, same here then. I deal with both jetter sewer lines up to 1,000 millimeters. Wow. George, what's up? Good to see you in here. Ryan Farley says, "Plumbing has been great to me. Started with a little construction, then did service" boy, it jumped on me. Then did service, sewer, and water. Now work for a boarding school as the in-house plumber, so many routes you can take with trades, and there are, and it's so neat. Y'all saw Randy out there squirt. I got him or helped him get in the union, I think about 2000. I was a plumber. He had experience plumbing from helping me and working with me and stuff like that. He got in the union and decided to go become a pipe fitter. So when you get into a combi union like is in Dallas, after your 2nd year, you can decide to go plumbing or pipe fitting or welding. And he went pipe fitting and he loved it. He went on to work in an office as an estimator and loved that. So number 7 check valve cert. I'm not sure what that is. We don't have that here that I'm aware of. And Nicholas Rogers says a lot of trade unions supported mandatory vacation. Nicholas, the good thing is the union gave us a lot of good things. Uh, Supposedly the union mandatory vaccination. Uh, well, I don't know which ones. I'll just say that. The unions, if it wasn't for the unions, we wouldn't have overtime. If it wasn't for the unions, we wouldn't have weekends, meaning these people just worked around the week all day. There wasn't time off. You had a job. You just went and did it every day. Then they brought in the weekends and said, "Look, people need time off, retirement, pension, stuff like that." A lot of these things were started through the union. Chris Cheeves in Arizona. Good deal. Mikey Ray, what's up? How are you doing today? Well, good deal. Well, man, it's been a fun day. Happy Saturday to y'all. Happy sipping Saturday. Uh, like I said, I'm drinking water, and I will probably go out there and get me a little something, something. Nicholas says, "As you're raising prices ahead of an anticipated inflation, are you going to raise prices instead?" You know, You've gotta look at what you're paying for goods. Nicholas, that's what I'm looking at. When the cost of goods go up, if you're not raising prices as a plumbing company, you're losing money because you're paying more for the materials, and if you're not passing on that cost, that expense, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. Can I also thanks everyone for all the advice. Have a great weekend. You do the same. Green beanie, blubber, well, plumber. You're close, but yep, I love that. Nicholas says, "Yeah, when owners were working people for 16 hours a day for pennies, personnel responsibility unions are obsolete." But really, they're not. Uh, it depends on where you're at. If you look around the country in a lot of the bigger cities like Dallas, the union's still going here. The union is strong in New York, in Chicago, in California, uh, all over Texas. Houston, Houston's got a big union. Austin, San Antonio, so it's not obsolete. We just don't see it as much, and to me, that's where I feel bad for the unions. I think that they should have been growing at a lot faster rate, and they're not. I'd actually reached out to them about a sponsorship. I think there's some great things about the union. I just think there's also some things bad things about some of the locals. Sean says, "LL, good luck." Nicholas says, "Yeah, when owners were working people for 16 hours a day for pennies, personal responsibility." Yeah, but the unions aren't obsolete, brother. What's your view on Flotex? We install them a lot in our company. I like the filtration system. I think David's a jerk, the owner. He came in here and was rude to people in my office. I had a problem with one unit, and he came back out and he was a prick about it. I told him if he ever comes in my office again, I'll throw him out. I will never install him again. I will never say anything good about him. If you don't believe in your product enough that you back it up when there's a malfunction, uh, we're switching over to Halo 5s. The Halos are phenomenal. We've installed, God, probably a dozen of them in the last month or 2. I've got one in my house, and I'm gonna throw Flowtech in the trash. It's crap because I cannot trust the owner. The owner, David Johnson's just he's not good, and I will never do business or say anything good about his company. Sorry, Mikey Ray, but you asked. I know that they pay plumbers 10 bucks or 25 bucks to install them, or that may just be it may be the Flowtech, not the system, it may be the anti-scale device, but I think David's a jerk, and I will never do business with him again. Nicholas Walton says, "Woodford Reserve own." I will make sure next Saturday we open up the safe and I show y'all in there because there's some good stuff. Mafia tactics, and they did used to have a lot of mafia tactics. I don't think that they do as much anymore. Chris, you're more than welcome. Thank you. Nicholas says, "Number 7 backflow preventer check valve. Here you are supposed to be certified to install. Why? I have no clue." And I'm not I used to be. I used to have my backflow preventer or backflow prevention testing license. I can install them. I don't test them. Uh, and when I started calling around and found out people were doing it for $75, I can make more money than that in an hour, so it was a waste of my time. I started hiring them to do it because now I could charge what I was charging and pay them $75 to do it. Regals Dita, hello to Germany. How are you doing? Yeah, Mikey, that's what I thought it was, a $25 gift card. But if I'm not mistaken, Halo 5 does the same thing. Thank you for your opinion. I didn't believe in the product either. The product, I've got one on my house right now, but I'm getting ready to jerk it out because I don't like the customer service they have. I think he sucks, and I'm pretty open about it. When you treat my plumbers, my office manager, my marketing team the way he did, I'm gonna tell everybody. And even when he went out to my customer's house, I talked to the customer. My customer's like, "That guy's rude. Don't ever bring him back." Well, he owns Flowtech. So if you've got a product that the owner is that bad, I won't install it. I won't ever say anything good about it. So That's my opinion. You're more than welcome, and I do appreciate yours. Low poly dwarf says, "Do you know what to do about green sludge leaking through my sink? I've been having this problem for around 2 weeks now, and no one that I've called knows what to do." I'll tell you what, I would take pictures of that, put it in the Discord group, put it in the yeah, put it in the subreddit and see which we can find. Ricky Neal says, "Anyone fail reactions? Any more fail reactions coming soon?" Oh, yeah, man, we got some stuff we are working on. All I can tell y'all is, man, we are fixing to have fun. We are changing some things up. We're making it more entertaining. As you see, we're out here cooking on a Saturday, and I know I didn't spend a lot of time out there, but it's kinda bright, and I couldn't see the screen and stuff like that, but, man, we're gonna be doing some good stuff out here. And actually, I say out here, we might be looking at a new place. Actually, we are looking. Nicholas Rogers says, "In my experience, masters are 10% of license, the guys on the tool." And, 10% may be right, 1 out of 10. I could probably buy that. Uh, so Nicholas, the certification is for testing. You've gotta be certified, and I think it's an ASSE test, uh, ASSE or ASME. But you've gotta be licensed to test it. They show you how to use either what is it, the 3 gauge or 5 gauge, uh, test rig, and I've actually got one. But you've gotta be certified to test them. Anybody can install them, but they've gotta be tested and verified and registered. So that's it. Yeah, Sean says, "If you've got green sludge out of the faucet, call a priest." Uh, isn't that true? Most are easily making the top 10% of money. And Nicholas, you're probably right. Look, if you have your master's license, you're worth more money to a lot of people. Now, there may be some that won't hire you, I get it, but man, oh, I like that. Nicholas says, "I was born in Augsburg, Germany, military parents." Good for you, man. Lowfly Dwarf says, "I do live near a church. The nearest is around an hour and a half away." Oh, I do live the church. The nearest is around an hour and a half away from me. Yeah, I'd love to see that on our subreddit on Discord just to see what's up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, me when plumbing, me when no plumbing. Green beanie, I like that. Uh, that's like me, man. When I'm plumbing, it's like, yes, when I'm not, it's like, okay. Guys, thank y'all for being here. Happy Sippin' Saturday. This is something, man, like I said, we're looking for sponsors. We are we're wanting to get like a pellet smoker, we're wanting to get a grill, we're wanting to get God, eventually I want to build an outdoor kitchen. So I got some cool stuff I'm working on. Nicholas Rogers to South Carolina, no license required, but you guys are mostly getting stuck at bad companies or low-paying contracts. Hate that. Ryan Farley says, "Always be a believer that whether you plan on pursuing your own company or not, you should pursue a master license. Make yourself stand out in the crowd." That's right. Be the purple dinosaur. Ricky Neal, glad to be here. Glad to have you here. Guys, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Sean Strong, thank you for jumping in here as a moderator. Love having you here. Great guys, good stuff. Uh, I really do appreciate everything you do. So, guys, next week, Sipping Saturday, I will see y'all here. And I'm going to jump in here. I got two more comments real quick. Roger, what's the story behind the name Green Plumbing? I'm a lead AP. I believe in water conservation, things like that. So that logo right there, I designed it. Uh, and green is all about living a sustainable life and making the world a better place. I think it's amazing. Nicholas, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Joe T, HVACR, good to see you as always. Nicholas Rogers says if there's a higher than master license, I put the time for it. Yeah, in a second. How about a 50 state supreme master license? Look, I'm on board for that. I think that there ought to be a national MEP license. So I agree. Oh, no, you didn't. Nicholas, no, brother, hook 'em, hook 'em. You see that right there? That's what it's all about. Sean G. Strong, great talking points. No doubt, guys. The big plumbing. Cheers to Saturday. Great talking to you all today. Every one of y'all, thank you so much, and check that out. Guys, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, helping you make more money in the trades.